Hello, welcome back. I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And today we're jaw-jacking with Jarhead and Ginger. As you can see, we've put our blank state sticker on the side of our RV. Today we're going to be talking about the states that we've actually hit so far while we've been full-time RVing. The first one that we're going to be able to put on is Indiana. We went up to Elkhart to pick up the RV in November of last year. And our stipulations for putting the sticker on here, we have to have stayed in the state for at least 2 days. So we stayed in Elkhart when we first picked it up for 2 nights. And then when we first moved it, we didn't move it out of the state. So we actually stayed in Indiana for 3 nights. So we'll be able to put that sticker on.
Yay, Indiana!
What did you think about Indiana while we were there?
Well, we had just gotten the RV, and our sole purpose of going up there was to get it, but I really wanted to explore while we were there. But our dog Harry was just freaked out, and he wouldn't let us leave him alone. He was just too scared. So I can't wait to get back to Indiana and explore, since we didn't get to.
Yeah, he wasn't used to it yet. He didn't realize that it was going to be home. So he was a little bit freaked out when we would try and leave. So Indiana, here we go.
All right, 1 down, 49 to go.
What was next?
Well, we drove from Elkhart, Indiana to southern Indiana, stayed 1 night at the Cracker Barrel, and then we drove through Illinois and Missouri and landed in Arkansas. We spent 2 nights in Arkansas, 2 different campgrounds.
That's right. Arkansas was strange because when we were going through there, before we stayed the first night, there were all kinds of spider webs across the road, and they completely covered the truck, and they were hanging off of the antenna and all kinds of
just
stuff
floating
when we
in
were
the air
in Arkansas.
With spiders in them, really big webs. I didn't even want to get out of the truck to go in and get anything at the convenience store because there were spiders floating everywhere. It was like invasion of the spider snatchers. Arkansas, the natural state.
All right, so after the first day in Arkansas, we came down and we stayed in Texarkana on the Arkansas side. So we were real close to Texas. And if you know anything about us, we did spend quite a bit of time in Texas when we got back from Okinawa, because I had to do some VA stuff. It's also fine because we have a daughter that lives in Houston, so we got to see her quite a bit while we were there.
Yes, we were in Texas from mid-November until the first week in May when we headed out.
It's a long time to be in one state. It is a pretty good sized state though. So we stayed in multiple parks in Texas, and we did a lot of time in Thousand Trails parks in Texas also. So that was fun. We also were in Texas for Snowmageddon this winter when it got down to very close to 0 degrees. Okay, then if you missed our travel video, we're now on a road trip. So we'll see here shortly where we are now. But from Texas, which way did we go out?
We went up through Amarillo and stayed at the Big Texan. We have a video on that. We had lots of fun. And then we went into New Mexico, just the very tippy top northeast corner in Raton, New Mexico.
Raton, yeah.
2 nights there, and it rained pretty much the whole time.
Raton was cool because it was right on the border with Colorado too. So you could get in the truck and go over the pass and be in Colorado in just a couple of minutes. Raton's a pretty small town. And again, we had some fairly bad weather. We actually had hail when we were in Raton, so we didn't get a whole lot YouTube-wise done in Raton either. And then from Raton, New Mexico, we headed north up into Colorado.
It's a great geography lesson again, huh?
Colorado.
We stayed in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We got to meet some friends there. We got to meet Wayward Wags and Nursing Our Travel Bug. It was lots of fun. We didn't get to adventure much again, but it was a beautiful place.
It was. It's very beautiful in Colorado. But like I said in the travel video, if you haven't watched that travel video, you need to go check it out. It's pretty good. The roads there, once you get off the highway, are crazy. Watch out for the parking lots there. Then from Colorado, which way did we go?
We went up into Wyoming.
Wyoming. This is where I think we finally got some decent weather when we got to Wyoming. We were able to go out and film and see some of the sights and stuff. So that was a plus of visiting Wyoming. Mm-hmm. We went out and saw the gem thing there.
Yeah.
And Allison got attacked by a hummingbird.
Yeah, it attacked my ponytail. It was so funny. I guess it was trying to get some nectar out of my brain. It moved on. I guess it was empty. From Wyoming, we went into Utah. We just went into Ogden, Utah. We stayed 2 nights, and I got to see a good friend of mine, Brooke, that I knew in Okinawa, Japan, that lives in Utah now. And we went to a really cool Western-themed, desert-themed covered wagon restaurant. It was neat.
Yeah, so we had a local, her friend, like she said, from Okinawa, take us out to one of the cool local restaurants there. And it was pretty cool. It was a covered wagon, and in the center they had a desert theme, and it was really a pretty cool restaurant.
Yep, that was cool.
Then from Utah, where'd we head?
We went right up into Mountain Home, Idaho.
Mountain
Got some taters.
This was a very strange stop for me. It was, we were camped, not at 1,000 Trails, but we were camped at a park there, and right across the street from a park was like a cement plant or something. So early in the morning you'd hear the beep, 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 beep of all the heavy equipment moving around and backing up, and plus you could see a train that would go by from the park as well. But other than that, it was a nice little stop. We were close to the highway. It was easy in and out, and yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to do in Mountain Home, but again, we were only there 2 days, so.
Yeah, sadly we had to kind of hurry up through these states to get to Oregon because we had a meetup in Oregon and then into Washington to see family. So we just spent a couple of nights in each one of these, and then from Idaho we headed into Oregon.
Yeah, except Colorado. We were in Colorado for 4 days, only had decent weather one of them.
Yeah, and that one day we went up to see my 96-year-old cousin and didn't explore any.
So yeah, like she said, we were kind of in a hurry to get here to Oregon. So let's pull that one. That one's next.
We stayed in Pendleton, Oregon at the Wild Horse Casino and met up with Happy Place Diaries, Jerry and Teresa. We had a great time, and then Teresa had to go back to work. We went to right outside of Portland at the 1,000 Trails Fairview, and it was a decent park. It was kind of crowded, but it was all right. And Jerry took us sightseeing one day. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. The site there at that was an Encore Park, right?
Yes, it was an Encore Park.
It was an Encore Park, and the site barely could fit my RV. If I'd pulled forward anymore, I'd have been in the road. If I'd have backed up anymore, I'd have been in the road. And I had to park half on the grass with my truck because it was such a small site there. But you know, like we say, you're not really there for the campsite anyway. You want to get there and then go out and do other things anyway. So another reason we chose the second park in Oregon was because we got to meet what we're calling our first subscriber. basically the first person that we know of that subscribed that we didn't know. So Lori, hi. We hear from her quite a bit in the comments, and hopefully you'll get to move soon.
Yes, it was great meeting you, Lori. Hopefully we meet up again.
And so now we're in this next state here. You can tell where we're heading. We're in Washington State now. We got in here about 4 weeks ago now.
Yeah, June 5th.
Yeah, so.
This is Jarhead's home state, born and raised. Beautiful place.
So Washington goes on.
We actually have to leave here next week, leave Western Washington and start heading east. And didn't get to do everything we wanted to do. Definitely didn't get to see everyone we wanted to see. Not enough time with our girls. They're busy. Too busy for mom and dad.
That's the way it works. I mean, you know, you come back, we're retired now, but when we were not and we would come back, you know, everybody's life doesn't stop just because you're on vacation or because you're not working. So
it should.
It should.
So, but yeah, one daughter is busy buying a house, so they're getting ready to move, and she just started a new job, so she can't get any time off. And the other daughter, as you know, there's Hope Wanted signs everywhere, so she's working and shorthanded at work, so she can't really get time off. So didn't get to spend enough time with our girls, so maybe next time.
I think maybe next time we'll just stay in this campground that we're in and say we're here for 3 weeks. Come and see us when you want.
Yep. All right.
Well, so there's our the end to our state map as of right now. Those are all the ones that we've stayed in for at least 2 nights so far, and we are heading that direction to end up back in Texas at some point this fall.
That's right. We should be back in Texas end of October for the Houston Quilt Show, and our daughter Tiffany's having a baby, so we'll be there for the baby shower in November and then the baby in December. So excited.
Yeah. Well, if you're still here, thanks for sticking around to the end. We'll see you next time on Jaw Jacking with Jarhead and Ginger.
Bye.
Bye.
I can't say my name.